Next up at UFC 288, we have Jacob's biggest fan, Joseph Holmes, taking on Claudio Ribeiro. Joseph Holmes is 8-3 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that submission loss to Jun Young Park. He's taking on Claudio Ribeiro. Who's 10. I'm surprised you didn't wear that hat. Who's 10-3 overall, 4-1 in his. Go get that hat right now. 4-1 in his last 5.
I'll get the tweet up right now. That's what I was doing.
You should wear the hat because we tweet these at the fight.
Yeah, you can't really.
All right, well, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off a KO loss in his UFC debut. Joseph Holmes is massive. The dude is 6'4", 80-inch reach, but he doesn't really use his reach that well. He can be a low-volume guy, but when he does engage, he likes to stick and move until he can sort of wrap you up, drag you to the ground. On the ground, he's a solid brown belt. He controls pretty well. And I mentioned he's coming off that loss to Jun Young Park where he actually looked solid on his feet, but just had nothing to offer after getting taken down.
He's taking on his Twitter.
You don't have screenshots of it?
Oh my God, if he actually deleted Twitter, or maybe he's got me blocked. Imagine he has me blocked.
He might have you blocked. Claudio Ribeiro is an insanely powerful striker. He can put you out with his hands while marching forward and just bombing away. You'd think you could take him down, but he actually has decent takedown defense and really doesn't care if you're going to shoot on him. He's the epitome. I've said this every time we break him down. He's the epitome of implementing his game plan. He's not worried about what you're going to do. He's worried about what he's going to do, and that's come forward and throw absolute bombs. He has really good hips to defend against takedowns, and then if he does get taken down, he works his way back to his feet pretty quickly. He is coming off that loss to Abdul Razak Al Hassan, where he looked actually good. He had fast. Like, everything he did was fast. He was powerful. He had great low kicks. Ultimately, and his takedown defense ultimately, held up, but ultimately he was put out by an incredibly hard hitter. Joseph Holmes is not that incredibly hard hitter. Joseph is long. He's lanky. His only path to victory here is going to be to close the distance, avoid the power, and drag Claudio to the ground. And if he's able to do that, he can win this fight. I just don't see him being able to do that. If Claudio had wrestling in his back pocket, I actually would load up on this dude, but he doesn't have it, and there is a world where he's just sort of taken down and leaned on. I don't really see it happening, though. I think Claudio is going to get it done, but Joseph Holmes he's tougher than Jacob is about to make him sound. And Jacob, why don't you go ahead and give him the background?
So before his last fight, in that breakdown of the Jun Young Park fight, I basically said that both these guys are not at the level of everyone else. I use the word sucks, right? But I say everyone sucks. If you're in the Discord with me, I'm like, oh, Leon, this guy sucks, this guy sucks. So I was like, these guys suck. It is what it is. And I didn't even say it specifically about him. I did pick against him, obviously. So I was like, he sucks worse than this guy, but they both kind of suck. So, and obviously you post this to Twitter and you tag all the fighters because we're not trying to hide anything from anyone. And he responded. And a lot of fighters respond all the time. Like Cody Durden said, Jacob, I'm going to make you eat your words against Motto. I mean, we had a lot of responses, both good and bad. But this is the first time I got threatened by a fighter. He said, tell your boy Jacob, yeah, I will beat you up as disrespectful as you're being, kiddo. He doesn't need to be on any podcast. Not because his opinion, but because everyone has one. But he's choosing to talk about people putting their entire lives on the line to do this. So he kind of messed up the grammar there a little bit. But basically he said, yeah, he's gonna beat the shit out of me for saying that he sucked. And then what happened was he went out there and just completely sucked. I mean, he had a little bit of success in the first round, but then he gets absolutely finished in that fight, only backing up my claim in that breakdown. So in this breakdown, I'm going to say the same thing. I think this guy is not on the UFC type level. He is a long, rangy striker that can do some things on the ground, but he doesn't have the explosion, the speed, or the athleticism in this fight that he's going to need against Claudio, because Claudio will swing for the goddamn fences, and Joseph Holmes is not quick enough in his footwork or his head movement to avoid those shots. He's going to get cracked, and if he can survive and maybe it goes to the ground, he can win a scrambler. I agree with you, there is a path to victory for Joseph in the fight. He needs to find a way to get on top and get the back and grapple Claudio, but I think Claudio's going to be way too quick. He's going to see some telegraph shots from Joseph and have a big right hand or a big left hand waiting. That dude swings. He's a little bit terrifying when he starts swinging those fists around, and I think he's going to knock Joseph Holmes out.
Yeah, he's super dangerous. People keep asking what the hat says. Jacob took that tweet.
Yeah,
and then screen printed it on a hat.
And put it on a hat. So it's literally just this tweet right there. And then I literally just put it on the tweet. You can see the tweet there.
Yeah, we got it.
No. And I mean, yeah, you're gonna beat me up. I would hope so. You're a professional fighter. It's like what kind of threat? It's like what kind of threat is that I'm gonna beat you up? Yeah, that's what you trained to do. It's like I played golf my whole life. What do you want from me?
I mean, the kid teaches girls volleyball.
But I do have that snap, man. You get me. I'll fuck him up on the volleyball court. I'll fuck him up.
No, you won't. He's 6'4". You're 5'7".
I don't give a shit. On a girl's net, I'll fuck him up. On a girl's net, because that's all I played on, because I would scrimmage the girls and stuff in practice. So girls net, I used to, when I would go up and block, because I can jump pretty high. I don't know if I can anymore, but I could dunk back in the day. But when I would jump, I would get my face hit when they would spike.
Awesome. We're both on the Claudio Ribeiro side. You're going to spend the $8,900 in DraftKings? Spitefully?
There's a lot of people that I like in DraftKings, so we'll see how that plays out. Obviously, I've been having some great success in DraftKings lately. Won our league 3 weeks in a row. Looking fantastic doing it as well. So we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I don't know if I am going to spend it. I do think Claudio Ribeiro wins, and certainly if he wins, he's going to earn a ton of points. But I am a little nervous here. I'm not all in on Claudio Ribeiro, hence no bets on him. I'm just sort of leaving this one alone because I do think Joseph Holmes is better than you are making him sound. So yeah. Anyway, if you want to see all the stuff that Jacob did out of spite, check out WeWantPicks.com. Become a premium member. You'll unlock the picks, the bets, the DraftKings optimizer, the DraftKings ownership, which we literally have the best ownership in the game. All the things for only $10 an entire month, and a month includes all the events. WeWantPicks.com. Just click become a member.
It is a great mustache, though. I will give him that. It is a great mustache.
We have a $2.99 from Giddy Up, and he said, "You see embedded? What the F was that on Bryce's shoulder?"
I don't know, but I pray to God he's okay. I hope that fight doesn't get canceled because he's my lock of the week. A little spoiler there, but I hope that fight doesn't get canceled. Holy shit. Imagine, because last week I had Pete Rodriguez and that got canceled. Remember when we had like 3 weeks in a row where the lock of the week fight kept dropping? Imagine if the Bryce Mitchell fight dropped. Could you imagine if that dropped?
That would suck.
I wouldn't be able to believe it. I wouldn't believe it. Because he is my lock of the week, so if it drops, I'm going to be absolutely heartbroken.
I just hope if it drops, it's before you edit a whole video about it.
Right, yeah, because I did. Really. I worked hard on the Bryce Mitchell montage today, Kid Rock music, all the highlights, went into the deep dive of how he's just going to steamroll Evolov. So if that fight drops, I'm going to be heartbroken.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see in a couple of slides here what happens, but I think you're good.